You are now listening to the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. All right, No Nation. This is the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. If you are watching us from YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the alert button on the YouTube channel. That's YouTube at NATIONOLE. And then for IGX and all the other links, we are live on Linktree /National Show. That's NATIONOLESHOW. Or you can go directly to the source where we are live right now, and the latest show will always be up at national.com, NATIONOLE.com. All righty, then we are back at it, y'all. Another Thursday morning. Bunch of Florida State stuff to get into.
People better spellers.
Oh yeah.
Bro. We do. So, new digs, new mic, new sound, new look, new camera. Sorry about last week. That did not look good. We're going to fix that. So, I am coming to you live from marvelous Midtown Miami at HGAB Studios. Nice. It is pretty much the go-to spot in Miami if you need anything. If you need podcasting studios, photography, videography, whatever your creative venture, HGAB Studios is sort of where you start it all. They got resources to rent. They got whatever you need. These guys are your partners for whatever you're creating. And what's dope is attached to HGAB Studios is the Coral Boutique. It is a brand new little shop, stylish little gallery for rare coral reef and tropical fish, aquariums, saltwater supplies, etc. It is already getting its feet wet, pun definitely intended, online at thecoralboutique.com, and grand opening is coming for the brick and mortar here in Midtown. It's pretty exciting times. So yeah,
word,
looking good. I used a limps roller before the show just because I was worried that the camera was better than what I usually do the show.
That's funny.
So yeah, just trying to look good, play good, get paid good, right? How's that work?
There you go. Whatever Deion Sanders said.
Yeah, right. Shout out to Coach Prime, baby. Shout out to Coach
Yes, sir.
Bowlless or no-less, pardon me, no-less bowl season again, bro. How do we feel about this? This is 2 years in a row we're not bowling.
You know how I feel, man. It's just unacceptable. It's not up to the standards that should be at Florida State football. Like 2 years back to back. Like I said, and not the knock on the improvement that we had this year, because last year was like, what the fuck? Yeah. But and even, I got to give credit where credit's due. We did have improvements on both sides of the ball this year, but it still was not up to par, Yeah. So, yeah, here we stand.
I see the guys getting, more athletic and whatever. Maybe they know the plays a little bit better, but I still don't see that classic Seminole mentality that that grit like that I'm used to. The fact that I was yelling about not tackling all the way to the ground all season isn't something that's like not something I've ever had to worry about. Like effort and like commitment to violence and like want to and go get them was never an issue in my entire life with the Noles. It's weird, bro.
And something else, I had to look this up to make sure it was true. How do you feel about us declining a bowl bid this year?
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing was that we need a bowl game so that we get those bowl practices so that you can retain the guys that you want to retain and work with them and prep them for the off season, and like all that extra work with the team is valuable. So like, I know we didn't really deserve the invite because we weren't 500 or we didn't have 6 wins. But still, like, we get it. You don't want to embarrass yourself. Some of these guys are going to the draft. Some of these guys are transferring. You want to start working about next season. You might have to make some coaching changes on the staff. Like, you got shit to do. But I think the team would have benefited.
Yeah. My biggest thing that pisses me off about it is why the fuck didn't we do this after the 13-0 year? If we can decline a bowl now, then we could have did like Notre Dame did this year and decline to play the year that we went 13-0, knowing that we was going to get crushed by whoever we lined up against with all of our team gone. So it's like now in the situation where we need the fucking practice and need to showcase something or whatever, now you decline a bid, like
it's wild. It's weird. Let's talk about Notre Dame. You're comfortable with that decision by the team?
In their situation, no. It feels like a bougie ass way to shrug it off. Yeah. Dude, you're not a part of no fucking conference. You didn't play a conference championship, and then outside of the game versus Miami, who really did you play this year? Like Pitt?
Yeah,
like come on,
A&M,
bro.
Texas A&M, and you lost.
Right. Yeah, like. Yeah. Come on, man. Like
I think it's some loser shit, but also I'm predisposed to dislike Notre Dame. I always kind of have, what's the irony that I see in all this is like they're talking so much shit. Oh, ACC, you pushed Miami, and you replayed the game on the ACC network, whatever. The irony to me is, had they just joined the ACC a few years ago when it was time, instead of like, oh, we're just putting the 1 foot in and blah, blah, blah. Not only would they be in the playoffs right now, but the ACC would probably be a little more stronger of a conference. Certainly it wouldn't have to be worried about Clemson and Florida State leaving every other year. Worried about maybe Miami leaving every third year. It would be a better conference, and they wouldn't have anything to cry about right now because they'd probably have a bye or something. You know what I mean? Like they'd probably be not just in, but like in solidly. They would benefit from being in the ACC more than they realize, and it wouldn't be that much of a financial hit in the long run. They're silly and they're sounding. It's weird, like calling them. Sounding like saying like, oh, you guys sound like petulant little kids or whatever, but like it's weird saying that about them when we were kind of the Florida State fans were kind of assholes like about everything, about how we dealt with that situation. But I expect better out of Notre Dame than us, I guess.
I just feel like we had more of an argument to act that way than they did. We went undefeated and we were fucking conference champions. Like, but it don't get more qualified than that. And Notre Dame isn't in a conference and they lost 2 games.
The difference is our reason for being left out was injury at quarterback, and we were obviously not going to be the same team, but like Notre Dame was healthy. You know what I mean? They were ready to compete and everything. So like it's a little bit different of a thing. Also, it was 4 teams instead of 12 and whatever. It was a different
And then
context.
but even with the quarterback, when have
but
we seen
we
that
got
come into
screwed.
play
No,
with
no,
a
no, no. We
quarterback?
got
You know what I
screwed. We got
mean?
screwed.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not saying we didn't. I'm just saying we were yelling about different things. You know what I mean? We were definitely yelling about different things. We were yelling about precedent, and they were yelling about like, why not us? Why Miami? Why not us? Like, that was
Yeah.
a comparison thing that they were upset about.
But I just look at it as our court case was stronger. We had no blemishes on our
Right.
record, and we were
If our
conference champs.
and
Like
if our
if we had
quarterback was
one
healthy,
loss,
and if our
I'm not even
quarterback was
calling that
healthy,
because
we'd have
Ohio
been.
State won with a third string
No,
quarterback.
I
So I'm
get
not
that.
even,
I
yeah.
get that.
But I
I'm
see
just
that they
saying.
use that, yeah.
I'm
that
just
they use
saying,
that.
if our quarterback was healthy, we would have been the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed in that
Oh,
four pack,
yeah.
and we probably would have been in the final game, and
Yeah.
we might have. It's the real issue is that he was out there playing in a game that we had in hand against a
Yeah. Lower tiered opponent. He should have been pulled out, been done or whatever. But we did
thing.
show. I mean, what did we beat Florida, our rival, without a starting quarterback, and we won the ACC championship without our starting quarterback. So, like, I just felt like our case was stronger. No losses. Y'all got 2 losses. Shut the fuck up. If you want to be in, win all your fucking games. You know what I mean? That's what fucking 12 slots now. You crying about not being in? Like,
how do you feel about the ACC championship game winner not being in, but Miami getting the invite?
That's on the ACC for picking those 2 teams to be in the championship.
Well, not picking them, but having a bad tiebreaker format.
Yeah. Whatever that format is, that
Dumb
is
shit.
straight ass. Ain't no way in the hell you should have a 7-5 team playing for a championship or whatever. Now, shout out to Duke to handle their damn business or whatever, but Miami should have been in that fucking championship game. Like, what the hell? Like, what type of retarded ass rules are set up to even make that? I still don't understand how that shit happened, bro. Like,
and Duke played an extra ACC game that didn't count, and that was an L. Like, I don't know. It was just so weird.
Yeah. Yes, it was, bro. But yeah, ain't no fucking 7-5 team. Yeah, give William and Mary or James Madison or whoever the hell, yeah, give them that spot over a 5-loss team.
We'll dive into the college football playoffs deeper next week's show before it kicks off the following weekend. Maybe you don't even have to answer this now. Maybe just file it away and think about it over the course of the week for next week. Do you think Miami, after not playing for a few weeks but also like, oh, I don't know if we're going in. I don't know if we're going in. Oh, we're in, like the emotional roller coaster there. Do you think they can kind of rally together and rally behind hopefully a decent Carson Beck and a dominant defense and maybe shock the world and pull this off and become national champions?
I mean, they could. This is a really good team, but at the same time, I wouldn't put all my faith eggs in the basket with them because Miami is known to fuck it up whenever the first chance they get or whatever. And I don't feel Carson Beck is one of those quarterbacks. He shines whenever they're playing lower tiered opponents or whatever, but we see what happens whenever he plays competition. Yeah. And this playoff is loaded with nothing but competition. Now, with that being said, I wish the best for Miami. I hope they go out and ball out and, show up for the ACC or whatever.
Yeah, it's good for us.
It's good for us, but I don't know, man. It's just hard to call, man.
Yeah. Well, we'll look at the odds. We'll talk about it in depth. We'll look at all the teams. Maybe we'll find a good number and we'll see what happens. But good for them. I'm glad they're in. I'm glad Duke's not. Because that was crazy.
That would have been embarrassing.
They won it by touchdown in overtime against UVA, which still shouldn't. Honestly, if UVA won that game, it would have been hard to put them in too. So What were the other games we talked about the Georgia Alabama game last week. We both like Georgia there. That was nice.
Yep.
We I think we were kind of on Duke too, right? Didn't we? We were running with Manny Diaz in that game. We like Duke to beat UVA. No, maybe we were talking about Virginia.
I think it was more on Virginia with that one. Yeah,
I didn't put any loot on that game. I had after we finished, I had Georgia, and then by the end, or by the kickoff, I had talked myself into Texas Tech, which worked out really nice for me. They had to cover 13.5. They won 34-7 over BYU. And then obviously the biggest game, the shocking, like if you would have told me at any point in my life that Indiana football would be involved in a matchup between number 1 and number 2, I wouldn't have believed you. If you had raised the bar and said it was in the conference championship, I wouldn't have believed you. And if you would have told me Indiana won that game, I probably would have just like punched you for lying to me. It's just crazy to me that Indiana won this. They were 5.5-point underdogs. They won 13-10. I didn't touch that one, but it is it's just shocking, man. It's just shocking. They're a basketball school, obviously, but it goes to show you this and what Texas Tech is doing. If you get the right alumni on the right page, maybe the right leadership rallying those alumni, you can turn the fortunes of these programs pretty quickly. Indiana hired the right head coach. They needed money to do that. That comes from the alumni. They gave the NIL bags to the right players. It's the exact same thing that Texas Tech has done. They've put together the right team. They spent their money well, and they've and I hope Florida State fans and alumni and coaches especially and players too are all taking notes. Like this is sort of where we're at. We are now where Indiana and Texas Tech was 3-4 years ago. We need a plan, and then we need to effectively enact that plan. And they have. What Indiana has, Texas Tech has. Shouts out to both of those programs.
Yeah, but the separation in the two programs that you just listed is fucking money. Texas Tech got that money.
Oh, Indiana got plenty. Indiana got so many.
I'm not saying that they broke, but they ain't got Texas Tech money. That's all. I'm saying.
You'd be shocked.
SMU, all of that, or whatever. Or at least if they do, I know for a fact they don't put as much into their football program.
They're beginning to,
but they
don't.
Right,
though. You're right.
But that proves my point.
You're right.
Indiana needs to be fucking studied how they put together this team and how this guy got this program to where it is, because he has done it without the 5 stars, without the I want to say most of their recruits are 2 stars, 3 stars.
No,
they have a bunch of 4 stars and stuff or whatever on the squad.
It's a step better than it was last year. Like they added a couple, but
yeah, they added a few this year, but it was just a bunch of touch-up areas as far as the nucleus of this team. This man can fucking coach. That's what I'm getting at, bro. He brought that
whole team with him and the whole coaching staff with him. So he had it was the shortcut to instilling the attitude he wanted to instill in the program. It's really been impressive how he's done it. And you're right.
Go to before Indiana.
He was at JMU. He was at James Madison.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not only is he coaching, not only has he done this with Indiana, but the team that he set up when he exited is the Cinderella this year too. Wow. So it's like a double Cinderella all on.
Which is even funny because that's what Florida coaches going to.
Yeah.
Damn. This is
There's
Netflix
a lot of that
documentary.
There's a lot of that shit this season.
Is where a Netflix documentary.
Yeah, the old Miss is being coached by the dude who left with Lane, but he's coming back. There's a lot of people coaching against their next school and shit. It's wild. This is great. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Michigan job is open. I imagine.
Yeah, that was like, what the whoa, bro.
It seems like something very bad happened, and it happened it came out, and it's all happened very quickly. And I don't obviously
shout out for Michigan for handling their business. Just put it.
Yeah, man. Obviously, they're that's a big brand, and they're gonna you out of here. Like, let's go. But it's sort of late in the process. Although, I mean, Penn State just hired their guy. I imagine there's a couple head coaches that wish they hadn't signed a contract because the Michigan job
right,
amazing, right? But I suspect they're going to have to go internal for a year, or 2 years or something, because it's just late.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, they did it at the most inopportune time, man. Like all of the big name coaches or whatever has been hired. Like you say, they're gonna have to go from internal, but hell, that's how he got hired. So what's left internal is my question.
It's a good point. It's a really good point. What are they gonna do? Settle for? I guess there's still people out there. You can make a call. You could hire somebody. You're Michigan, bro. You're
John
Michigan.
Gruden.
I don't know if that's the place for him, but there's maybe somewhere in the South. They got to be careful. Michigan.
Yeah, you're right.
Michigan's had scandal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've had scandal in the past with their athletic department, with the gymnasts and the Larry Nassar situation, and they obviously have this
Brian
issue.
Kelly,
obviously, and then. Sure, go for it, dude. I mean, it'd be a mistake by Michigan, but it'd be fucking great television for us, It'd be dramatic. It'd be dramatic. All close to Notre Dame like that too. Oh, that would be fun.
That'd be hilarious.
It's crazy. Look, we've gone this far into the show. We haven't even mentioned that while our Florida State Seminole football team is just at the bottom of the barrel of late.
Purgatory.
Our women's soccer team continues to dominate the world. Another national championship. It is their fifth NCAA championship. Shouts out to all y'all, man. Big up to the team for representing the Noles with style, with grace, and with dominance. I wish our football team would take notes, but this isn't about them. This is about y'all. What I love is that it's just going to add. I mean, there are future pro Noles coming off that soccer team. Definitely more pro Noles. We are going to continue to dominate pro soccer on the women's side of things, and at this rate we're gonna have to turn the Pro Nole Report into a Pro Nole show. We're just gonna have to make it its own show that just covers that, because this is crazy, right? This is crazy. Next year we're gonna have like a zillion NWSL and international women's soccer players to talk about. It's awesome. Well,
lovely. I love it, man.
So on that note, let's do it. Right? We really just have basketball and football to talk about right now. This week, Malik Beasley still a free agent, if you're wondering. It's sad but true. I still wonder if some team's gonna add him to give him a 12-day and add him to the roster to try to get him. To try to get
nuclear right now, bro.
Everybody with the gambling stuff.
We gotta wait till this die down. Maybe after February, come playoff time, you need that extra piece to push for the playoffs. That's exactly when maybe
10-day contract. 10-day contract. We see how bad the press is around it.
Yeah.
Our guy Jameer Watkins got some play this week. He got some run this week. Okay. There were 2 losses. I mean, it is the Wizards. They are the last in the East. They're 3-19 on the season. But he got 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists in 18 minutes on Friday versus Boston, and another 2 points and 3 rebounds on Saturday versus Atlanta. So whatever. I like seeing him out on the court I like seeing him get some minutes. It's it's an investment in the future, right? The more you play now, the better you'll be tomorrow. Terrence Mann back from injury, which is nice for the Nets. They are 6-17. They are 13th in the East. 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in 18 minutes in a loss versus Utah last Thursday. But 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 26 minutes in a very rare Nets win. They beat the New Orleans Pelicans by 18 the other night. So New Orleans, that's a whole nother mess that we could talk about sometime, buddy. I wonder where Zion, what uniform are we going to see Zion in next, and how much better will he be just from not being in a Pelicans uniform anymore?
Yeah, this is typically the trend, bro. I don't know what they else got. Well, they cheap from what I've been hearing. They cheap. They're just cheap in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I heard they use the same medical staff for the football and the basketball team.
Isn't that crazy? I know I always bring that up, but it blows my mind.
Me too, man. Me too. Like, what the fuck?
It's a whole different specialist.
I know I could see maybe 20, 30 years ago, but like now, bro, like now, really?
Man, it's just ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, the Bulls. Remember how they had that Kriller like first 2 weeks of the season? They have had 4 straight losses since last week's show, bro. They are at it's bad, man. They're is it 4? No, I apologize. 2 since last show. Whatever. It's a 7-game losing streak, is what it is. All right. That's a lot. It's a lot of losses. Big margins of defeat, too. It's like well into the double digits. So, it's bad. It's really bad. Friday versus Indy, our guy Patrick Williams had 9 points and 3 rebounds. And then Saturday, again, versus Golden State, he only had 3 points, 6 rebounds, a couple steals and a couple assists. But it's I don't know what happened, man. They came out the gate so strong and it just fell apart with the Bulls. The Raptors also had a bad week. They've had a couple losses this week. Barnesy, they've had it's bad. It was a bad week, we'll say, for the Raptors. I suspect they're going to bounce back. That's a good team. They've had a good year so far. They dropped from 3rd to 5th in the East. They're 15-11 so far. But they lost to the Lakers, the Hornets, the Nets. Yeah, I bet. And then they lost to the Knicks too. It's bad. They're losing to the teams that they're gonna presumably, maybe not Charlotte, but I don't know. These are teams they got to beat. You got to beat Charlotte. You got to beat Boston right now without Tatum. I understand the Lakers loss right now. I understand a Knicks loss, of course, but you got to beat Charlotte.
Even that Lakers loss, we was without LeBron, without Luka, and without someone else, Marcus Smart, that game.
Yeah, that's wild. But Scotty Barnes still playing pretty well. He's still averaging 20 points a game on the season. He did have 2 double-double.
Oh, yeah, he does his thing. He definitely does his thing. Scotty Barnes, man.
That's right. That's right. The Magic. So minutes are down. They have a pretty deep roster. So they don't really have to force the issue. They don't really have to push him out there. It might be hard for him to break back in, getting healthy. Presumably, they're going to have the next 3-4 weeks as guys come back. But even right now, they're playing really well. They're playing really well, and I think the Magic are going to be a force as expected, but in the playoffs, even though they started a little slow. They're up to 4th in the East. They're 15-10. But J.I., 4 points, 2 rebounds, and a block in 11 minutes in a 6-point loss to the Knicks on Sunday, and no points, but 3 rebounds and a block in 12 minutes. An 11-game win versus cross-state rival Miami Heat on Tuesday. And then over in the West, Spurs continue to just kind of tread water without Wemby, you know. It's tough. It's tough, man. The West is getting better, and they need to get their guys back, you know. But they were 2-1 since last week's show. Vassell got 28 points with 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block on Friday in the loss to Cleveland at Cleveland. And then, although low points, they got 2 more wins the rest of the week, so I'm sure they're pretty pumped about that. They won at New Orleans, where everybody wins, and then they got your guys last night in the NBA Cup quarterfinals, where Devin got 8 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block. It's, you know, kind of his normal stat line.
Nice role player, man. Any team love to have that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Any team would love to have that, dude. He would contribute in any uni. Over the NFL, I think last weekend was the last weekend for buys. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that was the last weekend for buys. The Giants were on a bye, the Panthers were on a bye, and the 49ers were on a bye, and the Patriots were on a bye. So it'll be a quick little run through the pro knolls in the NFL. Commanders got smoked by Minnesota Vikings. So, and Eddie Goldman got 3 tackles for him. But, I mean, he's just kind of out there because everybody else is hurt. It's crazy what's happened to the Commanders this season. Last year was a fun story, and this year it's like the exact opposite. Yeah,
they've been clicking. Everybody's not only been hurt, but hurt at different times, and nothing really to glue that together. At least we've had Baker Mayfield to kind of keep our, shit in somewhat tact. But, we getting healthy though.
Yeah. The Jets also 3-10 on the season. They got their butts beat by the local team right here, the Miami Dolphins. 34-10 was that beat. Jermaine Johnson, obviously, if you give it up 34 points, you're not playing great team defense. So these numbers are obviously going to be low. Jermaine Johnson had a tackle and half a stuff, and Azariah Thomas had 2 tackles and a pass defended. Hey, man, they are kind of the brightest points on a bad defense this season for the Jets.
Yep.
They're just it's like an undermanned roster. Like the team's trying really hard and they seem to all be in sync, but they just don't have the right players.
Well, they traded all their talent away. They traded away all of their talent, bro.
True. The Cardinals, Trey Benson and Josh Sweat's team, they are also 3-10. They lost to the Rams 45-17. They announced last week Trey Benson is not coming back this season.
Yeah,
he will not return from IR.
Yeah. No reason to.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Josh Sweat, no stats of note. He played, but when you give up 45, you're not going to have a lot of stats as a linebacker. Also, like it was kind of minimal number of plays that he was out there. I don't know if it's rest or it's still like an extension of he had a bit of an injury like a week before, if it's kind of an extension of that, but or it's just the end of the season and they want to see what else they got.
Plus if he's coming back from an injury and the game is already out of hand, you're not going to leave him out there,
Right. It was an eye injury, I imagine. Once you got the mask on and everything, you probably feel okay, but it's still like it probably messes with your vision. I don't know. Who else? The Chiefs played and they lost also 20-10 to the Texans.
What? Kansas City.
Nandi was active, but no stats. They are they pretty much got to win out. Maybe they could take one loss or something the rest of the way, but it's going to be very tough for them to be in the playoffs this year. Steelers 7-6 on the season. Tomlin always got that team over 500, right? Somehow, some way, he always does it. They had a big win over the rival Baltimore Ravens, 27-22.
Big game.
Jalen Ramsey had 3 tackles. One of those was a fun one to see on TV, we'll say. Who else? We talked about the Texans beating the Chiefs. So that means Mario Edwards Jr. was on the winning side. He had 2 tackles for the Houston squad. The Chargers overtime win on Monday Night Football at home against Philadelphia Eagles. That's a big win. That is a big win for the Chargers. They are 9-4 on the season. Our guy Derwin James had 3 tackles and a stuff. And what else we got? We got the Jaguars they beat the Colts 36-19. Jerry Jones had 4 tackles and a big fumble recovery. I guess we got to take the Jaguars seriously. I hadn't really I don't know. I guess their quarterback could still mess it up for them, but like the rest of that team is so good that it really is.
Yeah.
It's Trevor Lawrence. If he just doesn't make a mistake, they're going to be in contention to win every game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's kind of running out of excuses on his end at this point or whatever, from the head coaches, offensive coordinators. Now it's like, okay, the only constants is your ass. So, yeah, pretty much not looking like it right now, man.
Yeah. Few more. The Bills, our guy Keon Coleman, second game back after his quiet suspension. Yeah, incident. Yeah. 2 receptions, 16 yards. And the Rams, we talked about how they beat Arizona 45-17. They are 10-3 on the season. Watch out for the Rams to win it all. Braden Fisk was cleared. Right. Braden Fisk was cleared to play before the game. He had some pressures on the quarterback, but no stats of note. And just 1 tackle for Jared Verse. But that defense is going to lead that team in the offseason. It's going to be something. There's going to be some great football. But it's going to be a good playoffs.
Oh yeah.
I said offseason, but playoffs. And that is your Pro No Report for Thursday, December 11th, presented by the National.com website, where you should go and do your holiday shopping right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Word, man. Bunch of action this time of year.
Bucks play tonight.
Huh? Tonight?
Bucks have a Thursday night game. Home against the Falcons.
Oh, man, that last game gave me heartburn.
This is a must win, bro.
You was at that game, wasn't you?
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Shout out to my homie Fro. He is a monster Saints fan. He flew in and we went to the game together. We had a great time, great seats. We were right at the Hyundai Club. It was, thank goodness, because it started dumping rain for a minute. So it was nice to pop in there and escape it for a bit. It was a fantastic experience, except for the fact that both the Bucks lost and the Saints won. Those parts sucked. But other than that, I had a great time with my homie. It was good to see him. Very productive dinner meeting afterwards. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it a dinner meeting. Just an excuse to get together. It was very good.
Word.
But things are getting a little, let's call it weird in our division, bro. We have this thing in hand, and now like the Panthers, they had a bye this week. Great time to have a bye, week 13 or 14, like whatever that is. That's late, dude. That's a great time for a bye. We're tied with the Panthers right now. Now we have 2 games against them. So that should be to our benefit. But we need to win this Falcons game. It's a mentality get right game.
I look at it as a must win, man, especially all of our division games going out, man. We can't leave it up to fate or up to head-to-head games and shit like that. Let's just win this bitch outright while we can, while people are coming back healthy. We got Bucky Irvin back last week. I'm thinking that we getting McMillan and
that's the rumor. We're gonna have Mike Evans.
And Mike Evans back this week. If that's it, perfect. I only want to see it if they ready to play though. I don't want to see them boys,
Agreed.
Pushing back early or whatever. If you can hold off another week, I'd rather see us play with this ragtag squad another week than to see them come in and get hurt for the rest of the year from coming back too early or whatever. So
yeah. We need them at 100. We need them at 100%. Yeah. Agreed fully. In other NFL news, you got any thoughts on Phillip Rivers, who is almost my age? Almost my age.
Bro, I had to me hearing this news was like an experience because I'm like, what the fuck? This got to be some fake news type shit. So I'm spending 10, 15 minutes all over the internet, all over, right sources. And I'm like, everywhere I go, this shit's actually going down. He's actually been signed. Oh, wow. Wow, bro. I got so many questions on this, man. I want to say, what is this, 4 years removed from playing? He was almost about to get selected for the Hall of Fame, and then you come out to play, bro. It's a great story. I hope he comes out and performs well. I'm just scared because it's been so long with a sport like football, bro. And not only that, with the quarterback position moving into having to have mobility, and he's not only old, but he couldn't even move in his prime like that. So
mobility was never in his bag. It was never part of his game. It was never part of his game.
Right.
But having a system and having players where they're supposed to be and having the ball meet them there, that was his game. That was what he did.
And this is the same system that he's been in for multiple years. So he's very affluent with it. He knows
he
the
was
plays,
coaching it. Apparently he was coaching it all season. So, I mean, he's probably been throwing the ball around. I mean, it's really a question of whether or not the offensive line gets him killed or not.
That's what it boils down to right there. And that offensive line isn't the best. So I'm just like,
it's not that they're not great. They're better at run, at rushing attempts than passing
Yeah. So it's not the best for him.
Well, you also have Jonathan Taylor. I mean, hey man, let him do the work. Let him do the work. Let him do the work. Throw the ball in few and few, and when you absolutely have to, and then make sure you do it quickly, get the ball out quickly. He's always gotten the ball out quick. And now I'm sure he knows that he's old as fuck. It's not like he's not turning on the TV and hearing, ESPN and other people saying, oh, this guy's so old. He's a grandfather. And just learning his age. He knows he's old. Yeah. He knows he's going to have to get the ball out fast. He knows.
Yep.
All right. I'm interested. He might not even start this week, but I love that he's on the team.
Definitely rooting for him. Definitely going to be rooting for him.
And then the other thing we got to root for this weekend, it's the weirdest football game every year because it's when you root for both teams. It's the Army-Navy game. They're playing it in Baltimore. This is awesome. I love this game. I don't even need to gamble on it, although I might. I don't even, it's just a fantastic game, largely because of the pomp and circumstance. They put on they put on a good show, so to speak, and shout out to all these kids on the field, on the sidelines, in the stands, etc. They're willing to risk their lives so I can talk shit and say and speak very loudly when I think things are wrong and etc. And I just appreciate all of that, So watch that game, man. Watch that game. It's also going to be really cool. It's going to be a really cool thing to watch. So watch that game. All right. So obviously next week we could dive into the playoffs. We're going to have more bowl games to talk about. There are a couple bowl games between now and Thursday, or next Thursday. You tell me if you want to talk about any of these games. I'm going to read them off. All right. Boise State is getting 9.5 points versus Washington at the LA Bowl, hosted by Gronk.
I'm more interested in Gronk than the.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm wondering if like that, everybody sails up to the Washington games in the Puget Sound. They call it sailgating, and they do all their pre-gaming like when they have home games because the stadium's like right on the water. It's really cool. I'm wondering if anybody like boated down from Seattle to LA to go to the game. I would think that'd be cool if that
would be dope.
I don't know. Whatever. Nothing to see here. Washington is a Big Ten team. Am I right? All right. Thanks. Not really sure right now. Troy versus Jacksonville State or Jack State. Jack State's getting 5.5 points. It is the Salute to Veterans Bowl. Any interest in this one?
I got ties to Troy, so I'll probably be digging that one or whatever. I got a couple friends of mine that went to Troy and played. Shout out to T Black. So yeah. I'll probably be checking that one up.
Hell yeah! Shout out to T Black. How about Old Dominion plus 3.5 versus USF at the Cure Bowl, which is, I believe, it's played in Orlando.
Yeah, I will definitely be looking at that one because USF started out strong and then kind of fell off the map or whatever. Yeah. So they
have their new coach next season. He's not going to be there this week because he is preparing for it's Hartline for the offensive coordinator for Ohio State.
Wow.
So he is preparing for Ohio State's continued run through the rest of this postseason, but he'll be the new head coach at USF starting next year. That's a good hire, I imagine. It's a step up. It's a step up for a program that's ready for a step up.
Did their coach get fired, or did he just accept a position somewhere else?
You'd have to. I'd be lying if I told you I knew for 100%. It could have been a mutual parting of ways, for all I know. All I know, he's just not their coach anymore.
Okay, gotcha.
Louisiana versus Delaware. Delaware's getting 3 points. It is the Lending Tree Bowl. Any interest?
Nope.
Nah. Last, the Missouri State. I didn't know. I've never heard of this team. I don't think I've ever heard of this team. Missouri State? Or whatever. Missouri State versus Missouri State versus Arkansas State. Arkansas State is getting 2.5 points. This is the inaugural Xbox Bowl.
Just because it's the Xbox Bowl, I may watch it.
They could do some cool graphic shit.
Yeah. I like to see where they roll with that.
All right, well, obviously, next week we'll have a lot more to talk about.
Yep, and back on that South Florida, their coach left for Auburn.
Oh, wow, well. Cool. Good for him. That's like Auburn's like another one of those Notre Dame type schools where I just like naturally inclined to root against them.
Same. Don't even know where it comes from. It's just maybe it's because of the year we played them in the championship with Jameis. I don't know, but Auburn's always just been
All right, man. Well, I guess that's it. No coaching stuff to talk about. We can just kind of wrap up the show. I've enjoyed this HGAB Studios experience. I think you'll be seeing me do the show from here again more often. Everybody should check them out. If you're in Miami and you're making cool stuff, if you're not in Miami and you're making cool stuff and you need a good partner in crime or partner in creation, these are your guys. HGAB Studios. Check them out. I'm sure they got Instagram or something, or I know they got a website. Find it. And the Coral Boutique right next door. Check out thecoralboutique.com. They too have Instagram. That's gonna be a cool project. What's going on over there? Yeah, man. National show is live. on our YouTube page every Thursday morning. You should check it out. You should keep watching it. You should watch it every week. You should subscribe to the channel and enable the notifications and tell your friends to do so too. If you prefer to consume the show as an audio only product, it is available as a podcast via the Bet Your Ash Podcasting Network, BYAPN. Yappin'. And all the shows on the network are available at betyourash.com or the Bet Your Ash feeds on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you want to find us on social media, we're on all of them. And we have a list of those links at our Linktree page. It is /National Show, NATIONOLESHOW. And also on Linktree, there's a page for Gainstaville. It is /Gainstaville, GAINSTAVILLE. If you go there, you will find all of the links to all of his socials. Plus, you will find all the places where you can stream his music. It's dope. There's lots of it. Go listen to all of it. Go listen to it on all of the platforms and like it on all of them. Follow them on all of them. That's the best way to support your friends that make music. And Gainstaville makes dope music, so support them. Lastly, most importantly, it's the holiday season of giving. You're running out of time. Go to national.com, buy all the stuff, give it away to all your friends. Go back to the website, buy a whole bunch more stuff for you. All right? We appreciate it. While you're there, you can watch the latest episode. We have all the links to our socials, all that stuff too. So, did I forget anything?
Nope. Sounds good to me.
Man, it's almost like a weight off the shoulders. Just the fact that the season's over. You know, like I'm kind of bummed we're not playing in a bowl game because I think we would have benefited from the playoffs, the practices, like we talked about. But there's a level of stress that just like not having to watch that bullshit again for a while is nice.
My liver gets a break this weekend. I don't have to go see Uncle Jack.
That's right. I'll still have plenty of Jack Daniels. I don't need it here. That has nothing to do with football. But even when times are shitty and in disarray and chaotic and horrible and sad and miserable, even then, it is still
always
go Noles.
Go Noles.
And you have just finished listening to the National Show with Gangsta, Fizzle, and McGee.